Hello, tiny phone people. Um, Back again, more stationary rambling. Um, I was having a chat with one of my friends the other day and discussing the joys of journaling. And they did mention that they were interested in doing it, but they didn't like the idea of having to keep something quite this large in their pocket, or even worse, this large in a bag. So after chatting with them, um, I discovered that they didn't want to do long form journaling. They like the idea of bullet journaling, writing quick lists and things like that, just quickly jotting their notes to remember so they can flick through at the end of a day or in a month's time or 2 months' time, see what they did on the day, how they were feeling, what notes they'd like to do. And I thought, this is a brilliant video idea of small, compact sketch notebook type things and what's out there. So I've gone down the rabbit hole, and I don't never need an excuse to buy more stationery goodies. So as a result, I've been out and done some purchasing and bought a few small notebooks. I believe most of these are A7 size, if I'm not mistaken, but in comparison to a field notes, let me just grab one. They're smaller. So as you can see, gives you a bit of a comparison in size. 110 by 72 millimeters. They're quite compact. So I think these are perfect, in my opinion, to keep and just have in your pocket as a quick notebook. Don't take up much space. Add add them with a small pencil. If I can find my small pencil, I've probably lost it already. The very small one from Zebra. And we're back with the small pencil, tiny book. Clip it on in your pocket. Boom, job done. Take your notes. Definitely doesn't take up much space. In fact, I don't think this is much bigger than my actual wallet. Give me a second. That's my wallet. And it's a little bit bigger, but it's so thin in my pocket, I don't think I'll notice. Rhodia do one. So what can we see here? 7.5 by 12 centimeters, 3 by 4.5 inches. Rhodia's 80-gram paper. It's a dot grid, 48 pages, 24 sheets. Rhodia paper, yep, wonderful paper, never a problem. Will take fountain pens with zero problems. I think this was about £2.50 on Amazon. Maybe it's a little bit expensive for its size, but they do vary in price quite dramatically at times. So if you can get them on the right offer, or if you could maybe buy a box of 10, could be a good option. This one is a little bit of a throwback for me because these are like the exercise books that I used to use in school as a kid, some years ago now. And it turns out that they're actually British made, which makes it even better for myself. Plastic to be gone. Sustainably sourced British paper, made in a British factory over here in a mill. It's actually a Yorkshire company as well. Now, a lot of my statistics say that a lot of my audience is actually from America, but my terrible accent is a Yorkshire accent. So these are actually made not too far from me. So I bought these to have a little test, and I thought while I'm on here rambling, just put them to one side, I'd have a look. Small enough to fit in your shirt pocket, so that's the idea, and go anywhere you want. 40 plain pages. So they're plain as well. I thought they were lined, so that's even better because the lined version of these are it's very blue line, very nostalgic to my school days. Held together with a stitch spine. It says hand stitched, but it's also Singer stitched. It's done on a machine. There is a video on YouTube of showing them making the bigger version of this. They're great. So I'll probably have to do a little bit more research into these, but plain paper, they're perforated as well. Each page is perforated. You probably can't see that. So it looks like you'd be able to tear a page out. So perfect for everyday notes. Take a note, chuck it in your pocket. I think I probably might run one of these for a while. First pen I grab, TWSBI. Ink test. TWSBI Mini. Shall we see what else we can find? Put this to the test. The Asvine. Been having fun with this one. It's a lovely pen. Using it almost every day. With the Robert Oster bronze ink. Lamy 2000. It's a juicy pen. One of my grail pens, but I do have a love-hate relationship with it. It's quite an expensive pen, so I don't take it with me everywhere. Because of that, I don't want to lose it. But can be a little temperamental with papers. What else have we got? Pilot Vanishing Point. Oh, that's been sat. Needs cleaning. Probably another video I should look at. Karas Customs. I think they use a Bock nib. This is a very wet writing pen. So this will be a interesting test. And very fine. Oh, wrong end. Moonman. Moonman fine. Don't think this will give us any problems. Quite scratchy on this paper, but there's a nice bit of texture to it. Oh, look at that. No bleed through. Bit of ghosting, but nothing too bad. That is very, very good. They do this in this is the Pocket. They do a Memo, which is bigger. They do a cash book. I believe they do lined. They obviously do plain as well. But that is brilliant. You couple this with a rollerball, couple it with a pencil. It's small enough to go in your shirt pocket, as it says, so straight in your chest pocket. Chuck it in your back pocket, chuck it in your front pocket. The paper quality at the front, it's like a thick card. It's very impressive. Now, if they did this in a field note size, which I might actually look and see if they do, I think this would be a competition to field notes. The actual quality of it is stunning. Quite surprised at that. Do enjoy that. Next one. Can't remember what this company was called. I know I got it from Nero's Notes online. It's got like a cardstock denim type card cover. It's plain paper, held in with a rubber band. Just here. It's a little bit wider than my actual pencil. Plain paper. Comes with an insert. Online, I think that's what it was called. So you can Take as many pages as you want, swap them over, put them in the cover, held in with the rubber band. It's 90-gram paper. But I believe from memory, when I played with this one, I've had this a little while but not used it. It's quite a good paper. It did look like it spread a little bit. It feels smooth, like there's a coating on the actual paper. I don't know if you can see that, just where it pulls, it sort of spreads. So maybe the paper's not as good. Oh yeah, paper's not as good as I thought it was. But if you're not a fountain pen user, you could get away with that. Write a note, pull it out, give it to the person you want to. It's usable, just not to my. It's definitely not to the Sylvine quality, but it's very good. Then this one I've had again little while, probably since I started the channel. I've been meaning to do a video on it. This is a Midori. It's a grain. It's called. Has a leather cover and a card stock. It's made by the actual Midori brand. You can write your name and stuff on here. This one I do like. It's an interesting one because it's spiral, so you can spiral it all the way back. You've got lines separated off so you could do different sections. They are double-sided, so you can do both. But then about halfway through, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, about here, it changes to plain. And it goes from white to cream. So you've got like a double whammy here. If you like plain or you like lined or you like both, you've got the choices of both. And it's made by Midori, so I'm going to assume, as usual, top-notch paper. Feels smooth to write on. None of that pooling around the lamy. Probably will take a little bit of time to dry because a lot of Midori paper does. Frisbee Mini. Can't multitask and talk at the same time. Can't write and talk. It puts me off, as many of you will know. And then let's go with the blue one, because the blue one was interesting on the other paper. Yeah, feels great. It's just whether or not you would like spiral bound. Yeah, as expected. Midori paper, never a problem. Some of the best paper on the market. Not quite so cheap. If I remember, I'll try and put the links in the description to where I've picked these up from. And as I'm editing somewhere on the screen, I'll put the price that I paid. Think from memory, this was about $8.99. So not the cheapest, but there is a lot of sheets of paper in there. Can't remember how much this was at all, but I would have thought it would have been around the same sort of money, maybe £4 or £5, but we will see. I'll probably be completely wrong. These are a pack of 3. I think these were about £5. We'll find out again. And then Rhodia was a couple of quid, I'm sure. £2, £2.50 for one book. So as far as value for money goes, Sylvine, pocketbook, great paper for fountain pens, small, compact. You just want to take notes while you're out and about, jot down your day, get into journaling on the cheap, shall we say, without going the full man versus stationery over the top method. I'm massively impressed with the Sylvines. There is other notebooks available. I did order another spiral bound, but didn't come in time. You don't also have your field notes, but this video is very much to prove that you can go very compact in size and still enjoy daily note taking and second brain remembering things. I'm terrible for remembering things. If I don't write it down, I'm not going to remember at times. But what I do find is once I've written it down, I remember it and I tend not to need to go back in time in my books that often. But it is nice every now and again to just grab one of my books and flick through and see what I was doing on that day and what I did and if there was something I needed to remember. What are your thoughts on very small notebooks, and do you use them? I know a lot of people follow me for the traveler's notebook content, but this is a little bit of a different one. Thanks a lot. Tiny phone people.